has time for crafting during the holiday season? Hey Bestie, it's Lisa. Welcome or welcome back. I've got 20 super quick and easy crafts for you that you can do during this busy time of year. I've got a pine cone. I've got a wood slice that came from a larger set of them from Amazon. And then I've also got my Fern Waverly chalk paint. I'm going to take my nippers and I'm going to clip off some of the petals from the bottom because I want this to be able to lay a little bit flatter. And then I'm going to take my tin snips, which you can also get on Amazon. It's an awesome tool. And I'm going to get rid of that point at the bottom so it will lay flat. Now I'm going to take the fern chalk paint and I'm just going to start painting all the way around the pine cone, starting from the bottom down. And then once that is done, I'll turn the pine cone over and start painting the other direction. That way you can see it from both sides. And you can kind of see what I'm talking about here. I just dab it in there. And there it is. Now I'm going to take some of this jute and I'm just going to wrap it around. It's the wired jute, and make like a little stand for the Christmas tree. It'll glue better to that. And then I will put a lot of hot glue and I'm going to set my tree right on top of that. And literally that makes it stay so nice and secure. I've got these little flurry things that are like snow. I think they were from Walmart. And I'm going to put some Mod Podge all over the tree. And I'm just going to, dab it in there all over. And once I get it on there, I'm going to just start, spreading the little snow flurries all over. And let me just tell you, this is messy. And I do try to take the excess and use it. I'm going to put some Mod Podge around the base of the wood slice, and I'm going to try to get some of that snow that's sitting on my table and get it on there. And I was able to do it. That doesn't mean I got all of it, but I think it looks so pretty. I love that kind of iridescent, aspect to it. Now I've got these two little teeny plastic stars that came off something. I saved them, and I'm going to hot glue them together so it's like two-sided now. And I'm just going to put that right on the top of the tree with a little hot glue. And now our tree has this gorgeous star that also has that kind of iridescent look like the snow. Took a little teeny frosted, kind of like an evergreen type pick. And then I've got another one that looks like a stem with little snowflakes on it. I'm just going to hot glue that right at the bottom there. And I think that just adds a little interest. It makes it look like it's maybe really sitting outside somewhere, because this wouldn't be necessarily an indoor tree, even though I added a star. Also taken these really dark, beautiful berries from a pick, and I'm just going to clip off a little bunch of them. I'm going to hot glue them right in the center of that extra pick I added to the wood slice. And I think this one is gorgeous. I did not add a string. I think this would be cute for a tier tray or a shelf. And I decided it's not going to be an ornament, but you most certainly could do that. And I really like this one. You'll have to let me know what you think. Little sheet of window clings that are Grinch themed for $1.98 at Walmart. What a great deal. I'm going to use this one that has the wreath around the Grinch's head, and then the one just to the left of it with his dog. And I've got this wood slice that I got on Amazon. It has a crack in it, but I thought that was actually perfect for the Grinch, because it shouldn't be perfect. He's kind of a little cracked up, right? So I'm going to take the Mod Podge. I'm just going to cover the one side first. Now, once I get all the Mod Podge on there, I'm just going to take that window cling right off of the sheet. And when I do that, obviously it's too big for the wooden slice. So what I'm going to do is just place it on there the best I can. I'm going to pull that bow up to the top, and we're going to cut off the loopy part of the bow. So you'll see once I get it on there, I'm going to take my little mini scissors and I'm just going to go around and cut that right off before it seals to the top. Now that's exactly the way I want it. And then I'm just going to put the Mod Podge right over the front of it so that it's nice and even and sealed. I hope you are enjoying this video, and if you are, hit the like button, subscribe, and turn the bell on. I'm going to use my heat tool to dry it because I need to work on the back side and I don't want to smudge anything. So now I'm going to take the dog, and he's way bigger than the other side. So we'll go ahead and place him on there. And just remember, it's got a hole for the hanger, so we need to make sure that stays at the top. Put some Mod Podge on it, just like we did before. And then I'm going to pull him off and get him placed so his antlers are still on the ornament. I'm not so worried about the gift at the bottom. Don't need all of that. It's just he's the cute part. So I want to make sure he gets on there. So once I've got him placed and kind of rubbed down, I can take those scissors again and just go ahead and cut off what I don't need of like where the gift is at the bottom of that little window cling. I love this one. It's so cute. I'm going to seal it again with the Mod Podge like I do with all of these. I think it's really a good idea to seal them unless you're putting them on glass or something like glass, because otherwise there's a different sheen on the whole thing. I'm going to take my little pokey tool and just going to kind of make sure that the hole is able to be accessed when I want to put a string through it to hang it. And there you see what it looks like now. These wood slices from Amazon came with this red and white baker's twine. So I'm going to put a little hot glue on the end of the piece that I cut to make it a little more stiff, and that'll help me get it through the hole. It's a pretty small hole. So I'm going to also use my little pokey tool to help it along by just putting it right next to the hole and then pushing it through. And that makes all the difference because now it's stiff. It's not going to break into little threads, and I can find it on the other side and pull it through. And then the last thing I'm just going to do is pull the string up to the top and just tie a knot, and that becomes my hanger. And I love this. I love two-sided things. You get more bang for your buck, and look how adorable. You got the Grinch on one side and his little funny dog on the other. What a cute idea, and so easy. You could definitely do this with kids and grandkids. This twine hack. I've also got some twine here from Walmart, and that's the white one, and then I've got the twine from the Dollar Tree and some burlap that I also got from Walmart. I'm going to start with that white twine, and I'm going to just use this paperback book, and I'm going to wrap around about 15 times. I'm making a really cute angel ornament out of this twine. So once I get that wrapped around, I'm going to snip off right at the bottom. And then I will slide it off of the book, keeping it in its shape. I'm going to take one of those ends and I'm going to just kind of squeeze it towards the top, like where the angel's head's going to be, and wrap that piece of twine that was loose around and make a knot right there. I'm just going to put it under one of the loops, and then I will also knot it again just to make sure it's nice and secure. So now you can see the little angel's head and the body. Once I've got that knotted, I'm going to kind of, fluff my little loops, and then I'm going to tie the last piece, the other little end piece on there, and make another knot because I wanted a bigger piece to add the wings so they can stick better, and I'll snip off the ends. You'll see in a minute. So now I'm going to take the Dollar Tree twine, the regular one, and I'm just going to wrap it around that center because I want the neck to look different. I want to cover up that white right there. So I'm going to wrap it around several times, cover it up, and then I'll tie a knot in the back, and then I will bring the two ends up and tie a knot, and that will become our hanger. Just making sure I've got all the white part covered. This is so easy. Basically, we're just making a little tassel without cutting the ends open. So there's the body. Now I'm going to cut a rectangular piece off of that burlap. I'm going to take the two finished sides and fold them each into the center and then bunch the middle, and that's going to create what looks like a bow, but it's going to be our angel wings. So once I've got that, I'm going to tie a piece of twine right in the center with a knot. And then I'm going to trim the ends a little bit because there's always stray pieces when you have burlap. So just make sure I kind of clean that up. And I'm going to lay the angel right on top. I'm going to crisscross in a single knot over the top and then turn it over and finish it off in the back and double knot it. That way the wings are very secure. And then I'll cut off those extra ends from the twine. This is so adorable. So I wanted to add one more thing just to give it a little more interest. So I've got this little thing of buttons from Dollar Tree, and I found a really cute kind of neutral colored button that goes with the angel wings. And I'm just going to hot glue that right where the neck is. And I think this is turning out absolutely adorable. I mean, you could do these in all different colors of twine or string or yarn, whatever you want. I think they would be adorable gifts. They would look great on your tree. They would also look really cute as a gift topper. So there's an idea for you. Today, I am doing a collaboration with my really, really good friend, Jenny from Lovely Moments Creating. I need to tell you how creative she is. She comes up with the best ideas. She uses a lot of Dollar Tree supplies. You will love her, not to mention just how incredibly sweet she is. I really, really love Jenny as a person and as a fellow crafter. I will have a link to her video and her channel down in my description box below. I promise you that you will not regret going over to her channel, checking it out, and if you enjoy it, I hope you will consider subscribing. I have been watching Jenny for like 5 years and I absolutely love her. I know you will too. Super easy decoupage project. I've got a napkin, I think it was from Walmart, and a plastic cutting board I had from the Dollar Tree. I took the label off. I'm going to take my masking tape, open up the napkin that I have used before, obviously, and I'm going to pull apart the ply. It's just a 2-ply napkin, so that comes apart pretty easily. That masking tape is just a lifesaver. I just remember how much time I used to spend doing this, and I never have to anymore. So now I'm just going to cut out a piece that covers that center part of the cutting board. That's all I really want to do on this one. So I've got it, and then I need to trim it a little more. Now, I got to be honest with you. I just don't cut straight unless I measure really well, and you can see I did not measure. So it's a little lopsided, but that's okay. We're going to live with it because it's still going to be cute, and most people won't notice. I'm going to use the polyacrylic on this one since it's plastic, and I'm just going to lay down my napkin right what I thought was the center, which turned out not to be the center, and that's okay. And I'll just kind of put it down there. Then I'm going to take some saran wrap, and here's another tip for decoupaging. You put the saran wrap down over the wet decoupage napkin and then use the brayer. That way it doesn't come off and stick to your brayer. It's another nice tip, and if you're careful, it comes right off like that, and you don't have to worry about it. So now I'm going to add another layer of the polyacrylic, and I wanted this one to be kind of glossy, and I'd been using the matte Mod Podge before. So I've got this cute little piece that I had already put together on something, and I took it off, but it's a little too big for this cutting board, so I'm going to snip off the top part of that. And now I think it's just the perfect size. It was some poinsettias, some little pics, and some little ornaments. And then I added those two pieces I cut off to the top, and I love it. What a cute little easy decor piece for your kitchen. Let me know what you think. Really cute glass mug at the Dollar Tree. It's nice and big, and I'm going to use my Rust-Oleum chalked linen white paint, and I'm going to paint the entire inside of the mug. Now, it does take about 3 coats to get it where you don't see the little paint strokes. So I'll do the rest of that off camera, and there it is. It looks really nice. And then I've got this cute little hat that I think was either from Hobby Lobby or the Dollar Tree. It's a snowman hat, so that was perfect. I'm going to take a marker, and I'm just going to do eyes and a mouth and just kind of draw it out where I want it to be. And then I'm going to take an orange marker and draw where I want the little snowman nose. It's going to be a cute little snowman. But then I'm going to take my chalkboard paint and a very fine point art brush, and I'm just going to paint the eyes on. This gives you a lot of control. The point is almost like a pencil, so you can definitely, do this very easily. And I usually just rest my pinky on the side of whatever it is that I'm doing. That kind of steadies my hand from getting like shaky at all, because you know how easy that is to happen. Once I get the eyes done, I'm going to go ahead and do the little mouth. Now, I saw a picture of a snowman that had this kind of mouth on it, and I thought it was super cute, so that's where I came up with the idea. Then I'm going to take my pumpkin chalk paint by Waverly, and I'm just going to fill in that little nose, and it is so adorable. This is such an easy project to do. I'm going to dry that surface off with my heat tool. I don't want to accidentally touch it and smudge it. Next, I'm going to kind of dry fit the hat, and then I'm going to take some hot glue and put about 5 dots around the brim of the glass and just set that hat right on there and hold it down so that it makes contact. I've got this cute little sprig for the holiday from the Dollar Tree, and I'm just going to cut off a little piece to make it shorter. I'm going to hot glue that right on the little side of where the hat starts lifting up. And then I'm going to take from this cute little garland from Michael's a little bulb. Just going to cut it off and pull off that little base part that, has the holder on it where you hang it. And I'm going to hot glue that right on to where that sprig is on the hat. Just thought that would make this super festive and cute. How this is turning out so far. And then the last thing I'm going to do is just pull off some berries from this little berry pick. Just going to find the right little bunch that I want, and then I'm going to figure out how it would lay the best on the hat. I'm going to put some hot glue on it and set it right there next to the little bulb. And that's it. This one is done, and it is so cute. You could put this on a tier tray, on a shelf, in your kitchen, anywhere you want. This would also be a very cute gift idea. Let me know what you think. I have 3 different widths and 3 different qualities. Now, the 2 bigger ones are wired and more expensive, but I'm going to use the Dollar Tree one for this. I'm also going to use a little bit of a bell, kind of a twine, and 1 little teeny silver ornament, which I'm going to paint with the metallic, brushed metal silver, so it's a little shinier. I'm going to take the buffalo check ribbon, and I'm going to figure out about how long I want it to hang below the little ornament. The ornament's going to be a head, so I'm going to cut 4 pieces for the body. It's actually going to be a little Christmas angel. And then I'm going to cut 2 pieces for the wings, and they'll be a little shorter. I'm going to hot glue the 2 ends together to make like a loop. I'm going to do that with all of my pieces that I've cut. Besties, if you're enjoying this video, please hit the like button. It tells YouTube to show my video to more people, and I would really appreciate it. So the first thing I'll do is turn the ornament upside down, and I'll glue the first two to the front, or actually that's the back, I believe. And then I will put the wings on, one on each side, and then I'll put the other little loops for the body over that seam, so that way it covers it up. And now you can see the little shape of the angel. I'm going to take this little garland with the bells on it. I'm going to wrap it around and make a little halo. And then I'll leave enough on the bottom to hang down so I can attach it. So I'm going to snip it, and then I will just make sure it's going to fit on top of my little angel. And once I see that it will, I'm going to paint that garland. It's like wrapped in kind of a brown paper. I'm going to paint it with that brushed metal silver so that it matches the whole thing. Once I have that painted and it's dried, I'm going to hot glue it to the back of the little angel. And then I'm going to also attach it to where the fabric is. I'm going to cut another little piece of the ribbon and put it right over where I glued it so you won't see that. And then I've got this kind of like, I don't know, silver leaf sticks. I don't know what they are. Anyway, I'm going to cut a couple pieces off that, little teeny pieces, and hot glue them right under the angel's head. And just kind of makes for a little decoration there. Also covers the seam from where I put the ribbon. And I'm going to take one little red berry off of a pick and glue it right between those two little silver things. I guess they're little stems. I don't know. And then I've got this black and white baker's twine. I'm just going to string it through, and I'm going to make a knot and cut off the end, and that will be the hanger. And I'll just put a dab of hot glue there to make sure it stays. This was so easy. Imagine the possibilities with all different ribbons you could make with this. So cute. I've got this tissue paper again from the Dollar Tree. I've got 2 wood slices that came with a bunch of them from Amazon. I've got the big nautical rope from the Dollar Tree. And these are little baby ornaments I got at Walmart, and they were like 6 for $2.48. It was a great deal. I love these little ones. I'm going to cut off the little hangers from them because we won't be needing them. We're going to use them to embellish these 2 ornaments I'm going to make. And then I'm going to take my nippers and just clip right off the little hangers because we just don't need them. I just want them to look like little bulbs and not worry about it. And then, of course, the little reindeer didn't have anything like that. So I'm going to cut out a piece of this tissue paper that will fit both of these little wood slices. So I'm just going to trace each wood slice on there. And once I have those traced on there, I don't want to cover the entire wood slice because I love the way it looks. So what I'm going to do is just cut inside the line that I traced around it so I have a smaller piece. Now on these, I'm not going to put paint down first, and that way it'll go on much lighter, and you'll see the difference if you don't put white underneath. So I just put some of the Mod Podge on, very gently rubbed down. I mean, I could have used the brayer for this, but it was so small, I just used my fingers. And you see how faint that design is, and I like the way that is. I didn't want it to take away from the wood, just wanted a little bit of something, you know what I mean? So it's just super pretty. And I'll cover them with the Mod Podge. Now I'm going to hot glue the reindeer on one of them. And then I'm going to take those 3 little ornaments that say Joy, Peace, and Noel, and I'm just going to position them on there the way I like and hot glue them right on there. And I just think these are so pretty. It's like very, nature inspired, but also cutesy. So I'm going to take that nautical rope and I'm going to position it so there's a big loop on top and then some pieces hanging down below. And I'm going to cut another piece the same exact size. I'm going to use this for an embellishment and the hanger of the ornaments. So I'll put it together and hot glue that right onto the back of the wood slice. And I use a lot of hot glue, and I even go back and touch it up afterwards to make sure it's on there very, very good. Not that these are so heavy, but I just wanted to make sure they weren't going to go anywhere. And once that dries, what I'm going to do is start pulling out or unraveling the bottom of the rope. And if you have a little comb, that even works better. I didn't have one handy, so I just used my fingers. And I love that look, the top of it being tightly kind of woven together and then the bottom unraveled. I think that looks so cool. These are my other favorites. Let me know what you think. I just think it's such a nice, different look for ornaments, and I'm really loving them. I've got a pine cone, and then I've also got my Nimbus Waverly chalk paint, which is just kind of like an off-white, gray-white. And then I've got this placemat. I think I got it at Dollar General. I had used some before. And then I've got these half beads I got on Amazon, and they are awesome. I'm going to paint about 2/3 of this pine cone just with the dabbing motion with the Nimbus color. And like you said, it's almost white, but it's kind of got a slight gray tint. And there it is. And now I'm going to attach the little bead. This is going to be a gnome. And I'm going to attach the little bead to make his nose. Found a nice little flat spot on the pine cone, which worked out perfectly. Next, I'm going to cut like a triangle off of this placemat. You know what? I'm not that great at making cones, so I end up doing a lot of maneuvering to make this work. But I am going to hot glue it around the top of the gnome, and that becomes like his head. And I just kind of keep adjusting. And you know what? There's probably a better way to do this, but yeah, this is what I did. Anyway, so now I'm going to attach it to where the nose is so that it sits right on the nose. You know how the gnomes always have their nose partway covered. I'm just going to keep gluing until I get the shape that I want. Lots of gluing and lots of maneuvering here. I do love this placemat. I think it's gorgeous. So as I wrap up attaching it, I'm going to find that there's a little excess there, so I'm going to cut it off, and that will help me not have to maneuver quite so much. But I will continue gluing and getting it down. I'm going to learn how to do this better. I do need to work on this one. I'm going to take the top of the gnome hat. I'm going to hot glue it down so it looks like it's folded down. And then I'm going to get my Dollar Tree ribbon with the snowflake, and I'm just going to make like a rim all the way around the hat, right where it meets the pine cone. I'll just hot glue that on the front, the sides, and the back, and then I'll cut off the excess and attach the last little bit. I love this ribbon. It's so cute, and it's just really festive and simple. It's just not too busy. I've been using it a lot lately. Now I'm going to take a little snowball, and I'm going to attach it as a pom-pom on the end of his hat, and I love the way that looks. I think it's so cute. I love those little styrofoam balls. I'm going to take this pink acrylic paint, put a drop on my finger, and just put it on his nose. And then I'm going to take some twine, wrap it through the little pinecone petals, tie it in the back, and then I'm going to tie at the very top and make a hanger, so this one could be an ornament. So I'm just going to take care of that, and I'm going to glue it down a little bit in the back because it was just hanging kind of funny, and I wanted to just secure it a little bit more. And look how adorable he is. I never used to like gnomes, but I'm starting to like them. I don't like the creepy ones, but I really do like these cutesy little ones. Let me know what you think. This wooden spoon from the Dollar Tree. I think it came with a spoon and a little wooden spatula. And then I've got the sheet from Walmart that I got, and I'm going to take this ornament with the Grinch's head on it. It's so cute. I cut it out, and now I'm just going to kind of put it over and see how it would fit on the spoon. So I'm going to actually cut into the ornament a little bit and make it a teeny bit smaller, and I'm just going to take it as far as the hanger part goes. I'm not going to keep that ribbon on there. That would just be too large for this particular piece I'm putting it on. And I'll just finish cutting the rest of it out. And it's such a cute little ornament. It didn't even need that extra green part around the edges. So now I can see it's going to fit. I'm going to take my Mod Podge, and I'm going to put it on the front side of the spoon. That's where he's going to go. And then I'm going to take the little window cling right off of the backing and just place it on there exactly where I want it. And then I'll kind of press it down with my fingers to make sure it's nicely adhered, make sure there aren't any bubbles. And once I have it on the way I want, I will take my Mod Podge and just seal that right on there. Such an easy thing to do. Now I've got this ribbon from the Dollar Tree. It's very pretty. It's not wired. I wish it was, but I'm going to take it and create like an awareness bow. So I'll just take the center, pull it down, and scrunch that center up from the bottom. And I'm going to take a little piece of twine and tie it around, and that will hold the bow in place. It's a very easy way to make a bow if you don't feel comfortable tying one. So just make a little granny knot on there and make sure it's nice and tight. Then I'm going to pull the tails down, and I'm just going to cut off the excess. I'm going to cut away the extra twine that was on there on the back, and then I'm going to hot glue the center of the back of that bow right onto the handle of the spoon. Now I'm going to put the two ends together, fold them over, and then cut from the far end up towards the top, and that will be a dovetail and create that little upside down V. And I'll tack down the two tails just so they lay exactly where I want them. Otherwise, they'll just be all over the place. Now I'm going to take another piece of twine and put it right in the hole at the top, and that becomes a hanger. This would look so cute in your kitchen just to hang it up, just as a little festive decor piece. Now I've got this frosted greenery that came from the Dollar Tree. I'm just going to pull off some little pieces from the pick. I'm going to put a couple of the stems behind the bow and then two in the front as well, just to give it that, kind of festive look. I love those frosted picks. And then the two that are go right in the center there. Super easy. The hot glue works perfect for this, and just it dries clear. You don't even see it. Then I'm going to take some little berries off of a pick, and I'm going to hot glue those right to the center of the bow, and that's just going to be it. This turned out super adorable. It took me, I mean, literally, this whole thing took me like maybe 6 minutes to make. So easy. What a fun craft to do, and it would be a cute little gift or something fun to do with the kiddos. I've got a metal tag from the Dollar Tree. It comes 3 in a package. And then I've got these little garland pieces from Dollar Tree, a little bit of twine, and some berries that I pulled off of a pick. I'm just going to take a little piece that I already had that was cut, and you can just cut it to whatever size you need. And I'm just going to put it into a little circle by bending it and kind of see how it's going to look on the tag. Then I'm going to hot glue it directly to the metal tag. Then I'm going to take the little berries and I'm just going to start placing them around the wreath as, a little bit of embellishment. I'm just going to hot glue each one on individually, just about 4 or 5 of them around the circle. This tag took no time at all to make. I just can't believe how quickly it came together. And now that I've got the last one on, I'm going to take that twine and I'm just going to make a simple little shoestring bow. I'm just going to do it with the bunny ears because it seems to lay flatter if I do it that way. Anyway, so I'm going to make that bow, just kind of arrange it a little bit so that both sides are even. I'm going to cut off the excess. I'm just going to hot glue it right to the center and kind of position it. And then I will just take my scissors and cut off even more just to make sure there's not too much of the tails hanging off. Honestly, that's it for this one. The only other thing I'm going to do is write on the back the to and the from. This is so easy and it was so cute to make, and you get 3 of those little tags in a packet. So honestly, this is a very inexpensive craft to do. I'm going to take one more piece of the twine, double it up, put the loop through the top hole, pull the other pieces right through that, and leave it untied so that it can be attached to a gift. So now you get a gift tag, and if you want, it could be an ornament in the future. So these are going to be so much fun. I love this one. Let me know what you think. Mentioned I have a lot of stash. Yeah, I do. Anyway, I've got this cute little round piece of wood and a snowflake. And then I've got some different paints. I'm going to use silver and also white. And then I've got my fake snow flurries that I've been using a lot lately. I'm going to take that silver. Now, I didn't paint this white first, so it's going to almost look like a stain on the natural wood. If I'd painted it white, then it would look very silver. But I kind of like the idea of it looking like a silver stain, so that's what I did. And I am going to do both sides on this as well. Then I'm going to take the white chalk paint and just do one side of this snowflake because it will be hot glued on and you won't see the back. I'm going to take that snowflake and I'm going to put Mod Podge over that white side, and then I'm going to take my snow flurries and just sprinkle them all over and kind of pat them down so that the whole snowflake is covered with the faux snow. And I absolutely love that effect. It just adds so much dimension. I love that iridescent look that it has. And I'll just shake off the excess. And before I forget, I'm going to put my twine in one of those holes and just kind of string that through so we have a place to hang the gift tag. I'll take some hot glue and I'm just going to put glue around the whole back of the snowflake, and then I'm going to hot glue it right in the center of this cute little wood round piece. It almost looks like a wood doily, doesn't it? I don't know. I think it's really pretty. Now I'm going to add a little bit of the Mod Podge around just the edges and just very lightly add some of the snow. I don't want to cover it completely. I just want to give it like that shimmery look, and I just think this is gorgeous. I'm going to turn it over and I'm just going to write the to and the from with a marker. And I just think this one is so beautiful. It looks so elegant. And like I've been saying all along, you could turn this into an ornament after it's done being used as a gift tag for that person. It becomes like a gift. And I think this would be a gorgeous ornament. Just so pretty with that iridescent look. I don't know about you, but I really, really love it. You'll have to let me know what you think. I'm going to do is take the jute cord,
pine cones,
and first I'm going to make a little loop on each end, and that's how we'll hang this little garland. We just always need to remember to do that hanging loop before we go any further. It's like putting a hanger on the back of something. You got to do it early. And now what I'm going to do is take my little pieces of the pine cones, and I'm going to use my hot glue, put a bunch of hot glue on the bottom of the pine cone, and then just kind of stick that piece of twine right in there, kind of bend it in, and then add some more glue on top. Now you do have to wait for it to dry, otherwise when you lay it down, it might come apart. So I just held it and waited. I also had a fan and I let that go. So there they all are, all 9 of them, and you can see the loops on the ends. I've got this garland of poinsettias, and I'm just going to take the flower itself and I'm going to hot glue it to the top of every other pine cone. I thought that would be really pretty to have that nice pop of red. And again, just add some hot glue, hold it down until it dries. This one doesn't take quite as long. And then I will go ahead and do that every other one, like I said. Then I thought it needed just a teeny bit of greenery, so I've got these cute little frosted pics, and I'm going to put them on the ones that don't have poinsettias on them. And they're just adorable. I just hot glued them on, and I love the way this looks. I have another garland on our fireplace, and I added this to it, and I just think it looks so pretty. This was very easy, came together very quickly, and I just love it. I love making garlands. Garlands are very expensive, I've noticed. So whenever you can make your own, my gosh, do it, because you will save so much money. Let me know what you think. I've got this piece of wood from the Dollar Tree. It's a nice shape. I really like it, especially for $1.25. And then, of course, I've got my book here. This book is lasting so long for these crafts. I'm going to take a little bit of Mod Podge, and I'm just going to start painting it over the top of this piece of wood. And that way I can start decoupaging book pages on there. So I'm going to pull out some pages, and I'm going to start ripping out pages that have words on them. I definitely want words. I don't want blank spaces as much as possible. So I'm just going to randomly rip them in different shapes. And then I'm going to start attaching them with the decoupage in all different directions and just all over the place. I want it to look kind of random. And I love the look of that. I think it's really cool. And then once I get it on there, I'm going to make sure there's enough underneath. And then I'm going to also put some over the top because I want to seal this in and make sure that it's just completely decoupaged over the front of this piece of wood board. Now I'm going to take a sanding sponge from the Dollar Tree, and I'm in a downward motion, go around the edges and get off any excess that was hanging over, and it gives a really smooth edge. I'm going to take my Antique Wax by Waverly, take most of it off the brush, and then go around the edges, and then also kind of brush it over the top to try to get the edges of all those pages that were torn. Doesn't that look cool? I love that antique look with it. It just gives it such a, rustic look. I've got this ornament from the Dollar Tree, super cute Christmas tree. I'm going to cut off the hanger, and then I'm just going to put a generous amount of hot glue. It's got a bell on it too, which I thought was really cute. And I'm just going to attach it right to that middle of the board. Super easy, just sticks right on there. Then I've got this beautiful little red velvet bow from Walmart, and I'm going to fold the tails in half and then cut from the bottom towards the top at an angle, and that will create my little dovetails. And then I'm just going to go ahead and hot glue it right to the top of the tree, and that gives the tree a cute little topper, and I'll tack down the little ends of the tails so that they stay in place. Now I'm just going to turn it over, and I've got this gorgeous wired ribbon. I'm not sure where I got it. Probably was wrapped on a present, I think, and I saved it. Anyone else save ribbon from presents when they like it? I don't know about you, but I have a lot of it. So I'm going to hot glue that down. I'd love to take some masking tape, hot glue it, and put it over anything. It just seals it in really well. I feel like the hot glue just kind of melts into that masking tape, and it makes a really good permanent hold. So I'll just tack down the middle and both sides with the hot glue. And then I'll just take my scissors and cut off the little pieces that were hanging over the edge. And there it is. I think this one was so easy. It came together very quickly, and I really love how it turned out. I love the rustic look, and it's just so sweet. Let me know what you think. I'm going to take 4 corks and my linen white Rust-Oleum chalk paint, and then I'll also use a little bit of that microfiber dust pad. I'm going to paint all 4 of these corks in the white, and yes, I'm just going to let my hands get messy. It was actually easier, and then I just went and washed them. No big deal. So there they are, all painted white. Now we're going to take some chalk markers that I got on Amazon. I absolutely love them. And I'm going to start making little snowmen. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to create little scarves. I'm going to use 4 different colors. So I'm just going to do like a little band of that color around kind of the center of the little snowman. And then I'll just add the little piece of the scarf that kind of hangs down by making, a little dovetailed kind of a look. You'll see here in just a second how I do that. And now you can see all 4 of them with different colors with their scarves. Now I'm going to take a fine point Sharpie marker and I'm just going to make the eyes, and I'm going to also make their little dot mouth, and I'm going to make their buttons. And that's super easy, and I'll do that on all 4 of them. Next, I'll take an orange marker and I'll just make little noses on all of them. I'm going to take a walnut colored furniture marker and I'm just going to make some little hands, kind of like stick hands on all of them. I didn't have a brown marker handy, so this one worked just fine for that. Next, I'm going to take my little eye hooks and I'm just going to screw them right into the top of each one, and that will make them super cute little ornaments that you could just add a hanger on. And I absolutely love these. They are so cute. Again, another fun one you could do with the kids and grandkids. Now I'm going to add a little Mod Podge to the top of each one, and then I'm going to put some of those little microfiber pad pieces on there so it looks like there's snow on the top of them. And really, that is all that was needed for this. This is so easy. I absolutely love it. You could make them any look that you want. I just think it's so, so cute. You will have to let me know what you think of this one. Got all kinds of ribbon here, but I didn't end up using all of it, just a few of them and some twine. I just wanted to have several to choose from to figure out my color scheme. First thing, we're going to make a cute little like garland. So I just made a loop on the end of the twine, and then I figured how long I wanted it to be, cut the end and made a loop on the other end, and that's how we'll hang this. I like to hang these above my coffee bar. I have a nice spot there for that. You can hang them wherever you want. So now I've got my starting point. I'm going to start cutting pieces of ribbon to make little bow bundles. So what you do first is figure out how big you want it to be over the little twine. So I figured, okay, that's as wide as I want it to go. And then I'm going to start cutting enough pieces. I'm going to make 10 of these ribbon bundles to hang on this garland. So I'm just going to wrap it around itself until I get to the point where I would have enough for 10. I'm going to use one piece for each of these. I learned this technique from my friend Nadia at DIY with Nadia, and I'll put her link down in the description box. She makes wreaths and does these bow bundles that I love. She folds the end and cuts the dovetail and then does the same thing on the other end, and that's how you actually cut out your pieces too. How smart. I'll take my green felt ribbon and I will do the same thing, and I'm aiming for 10 pieces each. And then I need 2 of these little red truck ribbons for each one, so I'm actually going to cut out 20. And with this one, it's so narrow to fold, it was easier just to hold them across. So now I'm going to put all my little bundles together. So we're going to start with the beautiful red ribbon, then we're going to crisscross the red truck ribbon and then put the felt one over the top. I'm going to tie each bundle with a little piece of twine and knot it in the back. Now I'm just going to angle cut the little red truck ribbons because they're so small. Again, dovetailing them, you would hardly notice it. And I'll do each of those so there's 2 on each end. And that's how you create a little ribbon bundle with this particular garland we're making. I'm going to do that with all 10 of these. And now I'm going to take that piece of twine we started with that's going to be for the whole garland. And we are literally just going to tie around the excess piece that I tied in the center of each one. We're going to attach it to the twine for the garland. It makes more sense when you're looking at this. It's kind of hard to describe. Anyway, but I'm going to attach each one, and they do slide around, so it makes it very easy to adjust them later however you want them to look. Now I'm going to add a little teeny pine cone in the center of each one. You can get these at Dollar Tree, actually any of the craft stores. I cut off the back to make it easier to glue on. So this is what the back looks like. Now we're going to trim that excess twine that was there for where we attached the little ribbon bundles. We'll do that with all 10 of them. Turn it back over, and now we can slide them around and kind of decide how close or how far apart we want each of them. And I just think this is so, so cute. I love making different kinds of garlands. You can do so many things, and ribbon is a great way to make a garland. Let me know what you think. This project, inspired by Pinterest, we're also going to use one crate and my antique wax. I'm going to paint the wax on the entire thing and then wipe it away like as if it were a stain. That's one of my favorite ways to use it. It just shows the wood grain. Even on these little crates, you can still see wood grain, and I think it gives it a really nice look. It's not too dark. So we'll finish the whole thing off. I did the inside as well. Now I've got these stencils from Chocatour, and they say naughty and nice, and then I've got some twine. We're also going to use that. I cut out the stencils, and I'm just going to put them right on the center of each side. Make sure they're adhered really well. I know there's those lines in there, so that we're going to, see that paint doesn't go in there, but that's okay. You can still read the words, no problem. I'm going to take some white paint. Doesn't have to be chalk paint. It can be acrylic, whatever you want. I don't use the paste. I just use the paint. And then I pull it off, and look at that. Oh my gosh, I love that part. I'm becoming a little bit addicted to these kind of silk screen stencils. They are awesome. Anyway, and there is the naughty side, and then you go wash those right away, and they come off really easy just with water. Then I'm going to take the twine and I'm going to wrap it around like 3 times because I just love that look. I think it's so cute. And once I get it wrapped around 3 times, we'll just go ahead and hot glue it and cut off the excess. I am trying to keep it in a certain spot in the middle, so I used a dab of hot glue on the bottom just to kind of secure it. And now we're on the last one. And then we will just attach that to the bottom, cut off the excess, and there we have our cute little trim with that jute. Now I've got a beautiful kind of burgundy colored flower. I'm going to add some greenery to this just to give it more of a festive Christmas look. These are like frosted evergreens. I've got some that have glitter on them, some that just have like kind of snowy look, whatever's in my stash. I haven't bought new Christmas greenery this year because I had so much left. I'm going to see how I can do using it up. And then I'm going to add some pine cones also. I want this to be a 2-sided piece, so I'll make sure you can see a pine cone from each side. I think that's going to look super, super cute. And then I have these glitter branches from the Dollar Tree. So I just cut little teeny pieces. This one is silver glittered, and they come in red, gold, and silver if you can find them. And they're great for embellishment and little accents just to give something, kind of that Christmassy, winter, festive look. So I like adding those wherever I can. I just think it makes things a little bit more interesting. And you don't have to add those kind of things unless you love them and want to. That's it for this one. Now that was so easy and it came out cute. Again, another Pinterest inspired craft for Christmas. I hope you like it. Another Grinch inspired project. I've got some clothespins from the Dollar Tree, my green paint that I mixed up. I'm going to paint 4 clothespins in the green all over the whole thing. And then I'm going to hot glue 2 clothespins together side by side. And then I'll do the same thing with the other 2. And the only reason I did that is I wanted these to be wider because the magnets that I have are wider. So I'm going to hot glue the magnets on the back after I just kind of secure the back with a little more hot glue just to make sure it doesn't come apart. These are magnets I got on Amazon. They're sticky on the back, but I usually put hot glue anyway to make sure that they really do stay. Especially because this surface was uneven and I thought it would come off. So I'm just going to add them on there. And now what we've got is these cute little magnets. You could hang them on your refrigerator, or somewhere where that's magnetic. And on the front side, I'm going to take a black pen. I'm going to just draw little Grinch faces. Now, again, I'm not an artist. I'm just looking at a picture. And this was so teeny tiny that it was a little bit harder to do, but I still think they came out really cute. Because remember, the Grinch is so cranky and kind of ugly that you don't have to do a good job. It just sort of worked with his personality. I did go back over this, with the pen again, and then I thought maybe I'll try a thin marker just to brighten it up. I added some yellow in his eyeballs, of course. That's what really gives him that kind of eerie, scary look, which as a kid, I don't know about you, but I was petrified of the Grinch. Let me know if you were the same way. You know, it only came on once a year back then, if you remember. I know I'm dating myself now. And yes, I am older. I'm 63. So yeah, anyway, I used to watch that because I couldn't wait to see it. And then I was scared all night. I could hardly sleep. I don't know. The Grinch scared me so bad. Let me know if anyone else is like that. I didn't want to put like hair on him, but I thought, you know what, I'll put some Christmas greenery on the top of his head, and that'll be kind of like his weird fuzzy hair in this particular situation. So I glued a bunch of pieces together, and then I also hot glued them to the very back. I still didn't think it was quite enough. You know, I did the same thing to both of them. So then I found another little piece of Christmas greenery that I added, and it was a slightly lighter shade of the green. And so here they are. I'm just going to add them right to the top just to make that look like there's even more. And then that's it. He was so easy. These were so easy to make. You could have made different faces too. I decided to make them both smiling, but I could have made one that like had a grumpy face. He looks grumpy even when he's smiling, doesn't he? I don't know. That's just the Grinch. He's grumpy. That's just who he is. I love these. They're so cute and they were so easy. You could definitely make this with the kids or grandkids. I think they would love it. Let me know what you think. For this Dollar Tree napkin ring hack, I'm going to use 2 of the napkin rings, and then I've got these cute little ornaments that are like stuffed, made with felt, and one is a sweater and one is a mitten. So I'm going to cut off the hangers. This is such an easy one, and we're going to actually use the napkin rings as napkin rings, okay? So we're going to hot glue each of those little ornaments right on. Now, to be honest with you, hot glue is perfect for this because it's felt. It's not going to go anywhere. So I'm just going to put one on the front of each of those napkin holders. It's already cute. You could even stop right now. I think this would be fine. But I took a couple of little evergreen picks and I cut off little teeny pieces and I just attached them around each of the little ornaments that I put on there. So just to add that fun little Christmas flair. I mean, you could make several of these. I just happen to only have 2 of these little felt ornaments. So I just made 2. And at home, it's just my husband and I. So that's fine. But you could make a whole bunch of these for when you have Christmas dinner or company over for some other reason during the holiday season. I think this would be even cute still in the winter after Christmas. They're just really adorable little ornaments. I believe I got them both at the Dollar Tree. And look at this with the greenery. How easy is this? This could not be an easier little craft. Honestly, this would be fun to do with the kids and grandkids. What a fun project for them to be able to do. And then it would be on the dinner table and they would be so proud of the work they did. I just think that would be adorable. And then you'd have these for the future. And you could even hand them down to them and they'd remember. It would be such a perfect memory to have done this with you and your kids or grandkids. Anyway, always looking for fun holiday memories, things to share, because those kind of traditions and things are the things that people remember later in life. You don't remember the things you had, but you remember the experiences you had. And so this would be a bonding, just special experience, creating things together. I always encourage people to craft with their kids and grandkids and their family members because there's so much joy in creating, and it's of course like therapy, but then you have the memory of doing it too, and it's just such a beautiful experience. So I don't know what motivates you to craft, but just doing something like that I think is a great motivation. So I'm adding some little glitter picks here that I've got just leftover pieces just to add a little more festive feel with the glitter on them. And that's all it really takes for these. They're super simple. Honestly, these could not be easier. It took me less than 10 minutes to make both of them. I love them. Look how adorable they turned out. You'll have to let me know what you think. And is this something you'd want to try? Now, don't judge. I didn't have any cloth napkins, so I just folded up some fabric. Anyway, you got to do what you got to do. Project, we're going to use 12 of the blocks, and then I've got a little battery-operated tea light, and it kind of flickers. It's super cute. I'm going to make a square, but the way I'm going to make it is with the pieces kind of going inside of each other. So as I turn it around, it just fits nicely inside of each other, and it's an easy way to make a really nice square. I think we all know that the Jenga blocks from the Dollar Tree or the tumbling tower blocks are not all built the same, so it's hard to get things exactly even. So I'm going to make 2 of those squares, and then I'm going to take the 4 remaining pieces and put them on each of the corners to create like a little riser effect. Now I'm just using hot glue, but I would highly recommend that you use hot glue and wood glue. I'm just trying to make my projects a little bit quickly as I make videos. I'm going to put hot glue on the top of each of those pieces, and then I'm going to very carefully set the other piece on top and try to make sure that it's centered exactly the way I need it. Now I'm going to paint the whole thing white. Of course, you can make these any color you want. And if you want, you can make a whole bunch of these and it's going to be an ornament and give them away. I'm going to take a piece off of the mop head I've got here, and I'm going to create the hanger. So I'm just going to hot glue it into one of the corners at the top of the square. And then I'll figure out how long it needs to be, cut it, and then I'll glue the other part into the opposite corner. And that becomes our hanger for the ornament. And this is so lightweight that those hangers are going to be very secure. Now I'm going to take that little tea light and I'm going to position it, turn it over, and then I'm going to start hot gluing it in there really, really well. Now you can still get to it to turn it on and off, and it would be very easy to remove it if you wanted to heat it up on the bottom with a heat tool or a blow dryer if you needed to change the battery or replace the whole thing. So that'll be really easy. I've got these little pine picks from Amazon. I'm going to cut off the metal ends. And I'm just going to put 4 of them in there as I go around at the base of the little tea light. So I kind of put them in at an angle to the left side. And I just go around and I do that on all 4 of the ends. And this gives it such a pretty festive look. I thought it needed something like a pop of color, so on the top there, I'm going to add a bunch of red berries that I had on a pick. And it's big enough to be able to glue it right there without falling in. So I'll attach it to the corners, the opposite corners of where the hanger was, and just kind of fill in any place I need to. Now, if you see that any of the pieces of the berries get white from being torn apart, just take a red marker and just dab on them, and that takes care of it. And now it looks good as new. What an easy, cute little ornament to make. Isn't that adorable? And it would just help light up your tree even more. That would look cute on a hanging swag as well. Let me know what you think. Ready for more inspiration? Here's another video I think you'll really like. If you click on it, I will see you there. You are truly a blessing to me. Don't forget to check out my friend Jenny's channel, Lovely Moments Creating. The link is down in the description box below. You will love her. Bye.